Today we do some testing. I've always wondered what type of tire works the best in the wet. I should have done this test when it rains for 6 months here in Portland, but it's dry today. It's a beautiful day. It's in the 80s, sunny, but we've got our water truck and we're gonna water down turns 1, 2, and 3 and test different types of tires to see what works best in the rain. Whether it be a wide tire, a narrow tire, a snow tire or winter tire, a all-season tire, or a performance-based V-tread tire. So obviously looking at these different tires behind me in a straight line fashion in tires with no wheel spin, you'd think the V-type tread patterns would be the best, and they are probably the best. But with drifting being sideways and having wheel spin, it makes things a lot more complicated on what actually is going to work. Also, summer tires require a little bit more heat to work well, so the compound that's touching the pavement seems to be affected by that. So when it's cold, obviously the tire never really reaches any temperature in drift. So we're going to try out different things, and what this will also do is kind of open up the ability to buy cheaper tires for rain situations that you can keep mounted on a set of wheels or something, to be able to have them as your rain set, because I would imagine each one of these is going to last 200 laps here in the rain. But first we have a SN2 Nitto, which is a winter tire. It's a studless winter tire. It's a cold weather tire, so I would imagine the compound works better at lower temps. And then we have a MOTIVO, which is Nitto's all-season tire. And these are basically the same size. One's 245, one's 255, but they measure just about the same. And this is like a all-season, so it's got good summer traction. It works decent in the winter season, and also like during rain and whatnot for normal driving. And then we have a 285 4018 G2. Which is a smaller version of what's on the car now, to see if the width of the tire actually makes a difference for drifting in the wet weather. And then we have our FD tire on the Spec 5 RTR, and that's our FD tire, which is a 315 40 18, and it's a soft compound and it's meant to have tons of grip. Like this car probably won't even spin them in the dry. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a small warm-up section where we'll scrub the tires in. I'll do 2 or 3 circles, get some heat in the tires, and then we'll go out and drift a section. We're gonna time them, and then we're also gonna give feedback on how the tire feels, because a tire that feels better may not be faster on data, but would be better for actually driving for fun. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what it does, and see what tire works the best. I have no idea what's going to be better, because no one's, I think in the history of mankind and tires, no one's ever tested a tire at more than 20 degrees of slip angle. So it's going to be cool. See how it does. So we just got done doing the G2 FD car tire. Now we're doing MOTIVO's, which is Nitto's basically all season, which is like a good, decent summer tire, but it's really more of a well-rounded, like all the time type tire. So we're gonna wet the track down again and see how these do. I can't believe how much slower that was. Way slower, like 10% or more slower. I don't know the times, but I know for sure that was like about 10% slower than the last one.
Killing it. Our theory was incorrect. At least for this application.
Snow tire, winter tires did not go as planned. They were the loosest. I flew off track the first time. So in my opinion, the test tire was a 315, then the MOTIVO was about 10% slower, and then the winter tire was 10% less than that. It would be my guess. So the winter tire was like full 5 seconds probably, I would guess.
Was long.
It was so slow. All right, here we go on the 285 G2s. The theory is that the smaller tire will be faster. smaller G2s were definitely an improvement over the MOTIVO by a little bit. And over the winter tire, which is SD2, S something.
Sure.
It'll be right here. But yeah, so now we're back onto the A test, which is a 315/40 FD tire that we run now. And we're gonna go out there and give it a shot.
Do it. Thank you to Dalton for wetting the track down after hours for us at Pat's Acres. Thank you, Dalton.
Here. Oh wait. The 315 is the fastest. What do we got? I would rate them like this. I guess tell me what the fastest lap was. You don't have to tell me what tire, just what the what the lap was.
A 24.73.
Okay, so definitely that was the G2 315.
Yep.
And then the next fastest one was the G2 285, but it was very close to the MOTIVO.
That was 26.7.
Okay.
26.8.
And what was the MOTIVO?
27 flat.
Okay,
27.19.
so pretty close.
Yeah.
I was saying the MOTIVO just had a little less. The MOTIVO, the problem with that was it didn't have as much side bite. So like I would roll into the throttle and it would add angle, which would slow me down. And then this was the slowest by far.
30 seconds.
Yeah. So 5.5 seconds difference between these. And these are definitely the softest one of all of them. The only thing that is skew here that I would have loved to test, but there isn't an option to, is a 315 does have a softer compound than the rest of them because it's a Hellcat and our FD tire. But it's the same design, same sidewall, same everything. It just has a softer compound for the Hellcat because it has to be able to hook up. And these were built for the rain for Hellcats. So, damn. I would have thought for sure these were going to be the fastest. That was my theory.
Give it like 2 mil, 3 mil thick of water.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely be the fastest.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty wet out there. There's standing water in a couple spots. And it definitely is super consistently wet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was pedaling the throttle to the same percentage the entire time, every lap. I feel like my marks were all within probably a foot of each other. But the tricky thing was on the bigger tire, on the 315, it had so much grip that it would start driving me down into like where the dry spots were in the beginning. That's why I wanted to go back and do an ABA test with these, because by now most of the track is just wet now instead of just the line that you're supposed to drive. But yeah, I definitely thought that the smaller tire would be better just because it can put more pressure into it, make it do more work. But I definitely agree with you though. If it was a ½ inch of standing water, these would probably be king.
Oh yeah.
Or at least something that was narrower, I would think, because this would just sit on top of it. But given the circumstances of most FD rounds, there are some puddles, but the majority of it is just standing water, like just a slim liner on top of it all, because it never really downpours during competition. It just rains. So yeah, it's crazy. a half a second in 5 seconds in 25 seconds. So these are literally like 20% slower than these. So yeah, definitely don't run those in the rain. Snow tires are definitely, or winter tires are definitely not the go-to. So who would have thought? See you guys.